Hello, everybody. I am Daniel Clemens, and today I am going to walk you through one of the exercises I really like to do to practice my sword style. I will be doing the 10 lessons of the Cataran Society Level 1 broadsword system. I'm not actually using a broadsword today. When I'm working the sword pel in my basement, I don't have enough room for a full-size broadsword, so I am using a Go Now padded dewsack. I am using a sword pel as a target. That is 2 pieces of wood, like two 2x4s that I've screwed together and put on a base. And yes, that is a dance pole in my basement. That is another part of my exercise, and I'm probably not going to show that on YouTube. So here I am starting out of distance. Essentially, out of distance means that you need to step closer to your opponent to be able to hit them, and in distance means that you can hit them with a lunge. So I'm trying to set myself up so that I'm moving into a lunge where I can just barely hit the sword pel. Basically, you don't want to get any more closer than you need to. And so that's why I'm starting away from it and stepping towards it in basically every single one of these lessons. That was the first lesson. It's just a regular step in to attack, step back to block the opponent's responding attack, and then step back in to attack again. It's very useful basics. So if I was doing this with a partner, then my partner would step in and attack after my first attack against them. And you can actually keep that going in a longer drill if you feel the need to. So what that is the second lesson, and that is me stepping in to attack, and then just like in the first lesson, my opponent would step in to attack me back, but this time instead of blocking their attack, I would hit their arm as I am slipping back. That is called timing. Just doing it again. Now that third lesson is called the slip. Basically, if I am doing this system correctly, then I would not need to block an attack at my foot or at my leg. I would step back. That would reduce the distance enough that they wouldn't actually hit me, but I would be able to hit them because in order to attack the legs, you have to be closer than you would to attack a person's arms or shoulder or anything like that. And here I was trying to step back in such a way that my front foot meets up with my back foot. That was a very deliberate thing, and that is something that I have needed to work on. I'm much more used to just throwing my back foot, or throwing my front foot as far back as it can go. But that's not proper form. So it's something I've been working on. This next lesson is a whole body slip. So basically, my opponent would be striking down towards my head, and I step offline and attack them while I am offline. It's called a traverse. So I traverse and then I strike. Now, this is lesson 5. This is just a double hit. So I step in, I hit them the first time, they probably deflect it, and then I step offline again and hit them from another direction. It's a very good strategy for when you're feeling pretty well for going on the offensive. Also, I'm not doing it as well as it could be done here because I don't have enough room in my basement to do it properly. I'd be kicking that mirror right there if I was stepping offline as much as I actually should be. Alright, that did not show as much as I wanted it to. Let's see if I can get that back. This is a feint. So basically I draw the opponent into blocking from one way when I'm actually going to hit them in another. That shows it better. And now for the 7th lesson. This is what's called an invitation. So I show a deliberate opening, and I know how the enemy is going to attack that opening. So here I have my sword, out of the way. It's not in a specific guard. And they attack, I step back, and I hit their arm as they come towards me. That's actually not my favorite invitation to do. What I find works really well is feinting that my lead leg is too far forward, and then using the slip from lesson 3 when they go for my leg. That is lesson number 8. That is actions on the blade. So what that is pushing their blade out of the way before you come in and attack. There are a lot of ways to do it. and I'll probably want to do a video where I explain it in depth at some point. But lesson 8, actions on the blade. Now lesson 9, I always mess up the first time I'm doing it for some reason. So that is enclose and command, basically grappling. So I am stepping into attack, and I don't step out when I deflect the opponent's reply to my attack. So whenever your blades are close to the hilt, you can essentially just grab your opponent's hand and move their blade out of the way and attack them. It doesn't happen all that often that you can pull off like a textbook grapple, but when you can, it looks amazing in a tournament setting. And the 10th lesson is just the reply for when somebody goes to grapple your blade away from you. So you step at a distance and you stab them. And that is a big part of my sword workout. I do a couple of those in a row, try and change it up when I can, and I will also do, various other exercises on top of that. But those 10 lessons are basically the primer for a good sword techniques. Thank you for listening. Like and subscribe and comment if you thought this was useful. I am Daniel, and this has been my video.